Sydney from Southern Couture, and I am here today to show y'all the Dayspring Premium Planner that we talked about before. I showed you a whole flip through and all the different features and things that are in it. And so today I'm going to be sharing how mine is set up, which is a lot different than any way I have ever done my planners before. So I want to say one quick thing. The planners are now officially available. So if you are wanting to order your planner, go head over to Dayspring. I will leave a link down below in the description where you can purchase. They have this color, and then there is this design, and also a plain blue that says "Be Still and Know," I believe. Really pretty cover. Lindsay Decor, she has a video showing the light blue color. It's really pretty, and she's actually painted the front of that one, so really fun how she did that with some florals. But today they officially released. So if you did order on pre-order, yours is shipping today. And Dayspring is very quick with shipping. So if you do order it today, it shouldn't be too long and you'll have it very soon, I'm sure. But I want to show you guys how I'm using it. I mentioned in the last video that I would try to do that. And this is very different from how I've usually done planners. So let's just dive on in and I will show you what I am doing and how I'm planning to have mine set up. Now, it doesn't start till July, so I have some things planned out already for July, and some things aren't. So it's going to look a little bit more empty than it normally would, but you'll get the idea of what I'm going to be doing. So let's go ahead and flip over to July. And so July, every month, we'll have the devotional. And so this was the devotional for July that said, "Come to me and I will give you rest," from Jesus. And so what I do is I have a way I like to go through devotionals and readings, and I mark things, I underline, I write things out that stand out to me. So that's kind of what I did on this page, and then added my own notes and reflection based off of the little question or statement there. And I love that. I think that's a really cool way to start each month fresh and new. So you read through the devotional, have a little bit of a reflection and prayer maybe here to start off your month on a new foot. There's something about a Monday in the beginning of a month that is very just a fresh, renewing feeling. You know, I consider Sunday the first day of the week, but when I say that, I mean, you know, Monday being like your first work day and just getting back to things that you maybe slacked on the week before. So anyways, let's go on over here to July, so you'll get your monthly spread. And so this is how it works for me. Now, in the past, you're thinking, oh wow, that's really plain. Here's the deal. In the past, like I said, I have done a lot of planner layouts where I will use different colored markers to coordinate for different areas of my life. I've used washi tape to do that and write over it with Sharpie. I've used scrapbook paper to embellish, you know, this empty space up here, down the sides, using washi stickers. And I love those things. I love planners. I love all of those things. But when I saw this one and I saw how clean and crisp and it just looked so fresh and new, I couldn't do it. I'm like, I just can't do that. Plus, I'll be honest, if I don't have it set up, then I'm like, oh, but I can't use it yet because it needs to be set up just right, which is not helpful because then I'm not writing things down and I forget. Another thing, if I have color coordinated things and then I have something I need to write down and I don't have that color pen, well, I can't write it down another color. You know what I mean? So for me right now, this is what works. I have other planner videos that I've done a long time ago on my channel here, so you can check those out and search for them if you want. If you want to find some other ideas like that. But I think this is just going to work for me and keep it more simple and clean, which is the way this beauty looks. So let me just mention a few things here. So over here in my notes section, I have bills listed, and that's something I like to do. Instead of having it written over here on the calendar, I feel like it gets lost in the middle of all the other things that I have to write in. So I like to just put, like, I'll go down through here, and I did this for privacy reasons. I didn't want it on the video, but I will put the date and then I'll put out, you know, what that particular bill is over here. So then on these pages, you'll notice these little bitty numbers that I have written in every single box on the calendar. And I also have that on the August calendar and part of September. And the reason for that is because we had just started the 100-day Less Hustle, More Jesus challenge with Illustrated Faith on last Saturday. And so obviously that's we're in June and this doesn't start till July, so I went and counted up 31, 32, 33 to keep up with those days, because I if hopefully not, but if something were to happen and I got behind in that book, then I want to be able to look at the calendar and know exactly what day am I supposed to be on again, because some days I might do, like on the weekends, I might do 2 to get caught up or something like that. So that's what those little numbers are for. So if you're curious and if you're working through the challenge, maybe you want to do that too. You could then highlight them if you wanted once you've done that days, and just keep track of them. Then things that I know are pretty much set in stone, I've written in with an ink pen. And like I have a hair appointment on that day, and like my mom's birthday is in July, so I wrote those things down and in ink. So talking about pens, this is my absolute favorite pen, and this is the Illustrated Faith pen that Dayspring has. I will link it down below where you could get it, but this is the .25. So I believe they sell the .25 separately, and they also sell it in a bundle, I think, with the .65 maybe. So that's the one I used. I love this pen so much. Now, I've also used these and recommended the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen. This would be small. In a planner, I like to use something with a very fine tip. So the .65 of this one would just be way too thick for me in a planner. I mean, you have limited space sometimes, and I don't want the running together. This is the small. This would probably work just fine. You can see that tip, but I like the extra small because it's super fine. Those work good. Those are good pens. They don't bleed through on Bible pages either. So those are one you can trust. I did have somebody ask me in the comments of the other video when I did the flip through how the Papermate flare pens do, and so this is they were asking about black and magenta, and I think I have magenta, but I didn't try the colored ones. I just did black, and I want to show you real quick. I did it in the back, and what I did was there's this section called Hope in the back that has, oh, I'm sorry, I'm bumping everything, that says Hope, and it has topics and scripture for it. And I just thought, there's an extra note page back here. I thought it would be perfect because if I'm looking through this Hope section, more than likely I'm not using this note section to write down things that I want to remember or little notes that I'm taking from something. It's going to be probably from any of this over here. So I wrote just out a little prayer. Thank you, Lord, for the only the true hope is found in you alone. And I did that in the Papermate pen. So let me flip over and show you. I was pleasantly surprised. I was a little nervous that it was going to bleed through. I'm not going to lie, but looky there. All you have is some very minimal shadowing. You don't even have any points that maybe I pressed down harder, like the little heart that I draw at the end of my sentences. Sometimes it barely even came through as well. So that made me really happy, and I'll just show you. Like over here, I did a little page. I wrote out some things in the gratitude section, and when you go to look here, you see minimal shadowing, but that was done with actually done with the Illustrated Faith pen. So both of them really, really well. Maybe I would say if I had to choose one that the Papermate maybe showed a little more shadowing, but not enough to say I wouldn't use it. I would definitely use it in here. So hopefully that helps if you were kind of curious about that one as well. So let's flip back over to July so I can finish showing you that month. Okay, so what I did was, things I know are set in stone pretty much are going to go in ink. Now, other things that I have to plan for with my blog and Etsy shop, I write those things in with pencil, just a basic, mechanical pencil. Get a good eraser. Mine's almost gone on this one, so I need to, I have a good white, like, artist eraser that I could pop on there that I need to use. So it doesn't smudge. But the reason I do pencil is because, like I said before, if I'm not going to write something down because I don't have that right colored pen, like I talked about with color coding, then I do not want to write it in with black and then something change, because with my blog and Etsy shop, things tend to change very easily. If something, I don't get something in time, or there's a change in date with companies I work with, things like that, then I'm going to have to change it. And so with this one, or with my blog, that's why I'm using pencil. So like there's certain blog posts and things like that, or like over here, these are usually the weeks that I do Illustrated Faith Kit unboxings and setups, and so I don't always know what date that will be depending when I get things. So what I do is put week of 7/15 with an arrow that's going to be in here some week. Same thing here. So if there's something like that you're not 100% sure about, I would do something like that, and then you can always, if it bothers you, erase that, fill it in. Let's say if it happens on the 24th, then fill it in there, which is probably what I may do in ink, so that I just have a record of it for me, for my blog. Okay, that's my thing behind that. Okay, so that's mine. I don't like using whiteout, especially on these cream pages. It would be very obvious. I don't want to mark through it. Now, like you can see over here, I don't have a lot of things written on the weekly pages yet, just because like I said, it's hard to have everything planned and nailed down sometimes this far in advance. But one thing I'll show you, like I said, my tentative, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. My approximate date that I'm hoping to do a little roundup in my 100-day book is going to be on July 12th for some of the pages, and showing you a flip through in my book and my Bible. So I went over here on the 12th, and I'm going to keep like blog posts and things like that I have to do on this side. So I have the name of that post and then things that I'll need to do for that post. And I love how these daily spreads have the checkbox. That makes it so easy. And then over here, I still want this to be for a checklist. If there's things like that I need to get done, bills or other little things around the house, I can write that in here. So that's how I'm planning to use this planner. I hope it gives you some ideas. There's one thing that I would like to kind of do is, after the month's done, we have this really cool memory section in the back where you can write like things you loved spending time with, prayers and things like that. I would love to kind of make memory planning over here, but very, very simple, by doing little mini picture prints. I have the HP Sprocket photo printer, and it prints them out like this, but I saw where somebody did them and they used the app on their phone and made collages, and so they combined, like, let's say you did 6 pictures on one of those little prints, then you can cut those out, and the little size, you can still see the picture well, and then fit it right onto the calendar. So like for my mom's birthday, I could print out a picture like that with a little one of her and put it right there. So that's just an idea. If you would like to see that, let me know. Those pictures would probably be black and white too, because I want to keep it simple when I'm clean. You know, I don't want tons and tons of color here. Now I might change my mind later on, but for now that's my plan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you'd like to see that with the photos, and I'd love to show you how that printer all works. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a great one. Bye-bye.